the Britannia Vesta Rowing Club against Henley Rowing Club. Henley Rowing Club should know all about this stretch of water. They'll have drilled this many times before. Away from Temple Island to the right of your picture, Henley Rowing Club on the Buck Station, and this looks a good early tussle.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And what's interesting is while Henley Rowing Club, they boat just the other side of the bridge from where we're standing, and they'll know this course like the back of a hand. They won't know this course like this at the back of a hand, because usually when you're in training pattern, we do our practice work the other way down the course, coming in at the finish and leaving at the start and going round. It's only as we come into regatta week the circulation pattern changes.
So Vesta appear to have created a lead here. This is back live with the action. Henley Rowing Club to the left of your picture on the Buck Station. It's going to be challenging for Henley to get back into this Britannia Challenge heat. Club men's fours with coxes.
And this is the top crew of the Vesta squad. We saw a number of entries from Vesta this year. It was really exciting to see the strength and depth of this club. It's not been a club that we've seen enter multiple crews often in Henley. It'll be 1, 2, 3 crews mainly, but we're seeing a really huge number of men, and this is their top ranked crew. So they've again had a squad to train against. They've been working on the tideway. They won't be bothered about any of the small waves on the Henley Reach, because they will have managed the tideway water all season.
Yeah, Vesta based in Putney up in London. Nice little clubhouse there. And Henley Rowing Club less than half a mile away from the finish line here. Know this stretch of water really well, but with work to do. They're being encouraged on. You can almost hear the added support for the local boat, can't you? It's got rowdy as it gets on day one at Henley Royal Regatta.
Yeah, there's definitely the good support for both these crews. We're just coming past the Upper Thames Club, and I'm sure there'll be some Henley Rowing Club supporters in front of that, making sure that it's quite noisy there for them as well, and of course Remnant Club there as well. So you get good supporting, knowledgeable support in there from the balcony of that particular establishment.
Well, they've been on the water racing for nearly an hour now, Sarah. Just tell us about the conditions again for people just joining us, because it was very blustery wind and overcast as the first race set off around about 50 minutes or so ago, and it's still blustery, it's still quite challenging.
I agree. If I look sideways from our commentary box, and I'm looking sideways out of a window, because you can see across the waves and see what's happening, and what there is there's a headwind down the course, or holding headwinds that the athletes are having to contend with, and it's wind against stream essentially, so it does whip up the water a little bit. Now, we don't have a lot of stream here at the moment. We have had pretty dry conditions apart from yesterday, and that water I don't think has come down yet, so yeah, we can see it does whip up a little bit.
So well done to Vesta Rowing Club at this stage, but the race is not over yet. They're just going past the regatta enclosures, and it looks a tight race this. The steward's enclosure beckons, and it can't come fast enough for Vesta Rowing Club.
Yeah, the mile signal there was telling us that Vesta in lane 1, as it is up by a length and a half, or two lengths on Henley, which is in lane 2. But they got away at the start, but they haven't kept moving away. We've seen some other crews where that leading crew has kept moving away, really made that distance. Henley Rowing Club have stayed in the fight.
Dan Balash, the cox for Vesta there in the sunglasses. He'll be barking the instructions to Tom Smith. He's the furthest away in the boat there because of the setup. You've got Tom Smith in the stroke seat, Ollie Quitman, Alex Nash and James Coley in the bow seat, frantically communicating with each other. The cox has no idea where Henley Rowing Club is, and the news that he gets from his oarsman will be good news for him as far as he's concerned. Dan Balash there.
And if we look at the Henley Rowing Club there, we're looking at Harriet Taylor, and a really interesting story for her as well. She was diagnosed earlier this year with a hip impingement as an athlete. She had raced before, it's her first year coxing. Last year she raced for Oxford Brookes in the Island Challenge Cup and made the final. So interestingly, she has switched from rowing to coxing to take this Henley Rowing Club crew down this course, and she will know what it's like as a rower, and she'll be cheering them on as a cox.
Yeah, she's now a rowing coach as a profession in Cox this afternoon and this morning. And there's a happy boat there for Vesta. They'll be very pleased to have got that race sorted out. It was a more competitive race, definitely. Vesta Rowing Club beating Henley Rowing Club in the Britannia.
Yeah, and it'll be a lonely row back for Henley, just through the bridge back to their club. They'll be disappointed, I think, with that result, but Vesta were the better crew, top boat from that club.